The early 2000s, a time of technological innovation, questionable fashion trends, beanie babies, and all things glow in the dark and neon. Honestly, probably one of the best times to grow up. And so I feel pretty lucky to have been a kid back then. So fast forward to now, and I have moved all of my stuff out of my childhood bedroom, and I have found some real gems. All my Barbie dolls, my Bratz dolls, slap bracelets, my Nintendo DS's, and I thought, why not make some art inspired by my beautiful early 2000s childhood? So that's exactly what we'll be doing today. So I want to start out actually with a little warm-up painting, a tiny little painting, because I already have this canvas that I've done a hot pink underpainting on, and I thought it would be fun to start off by painting this little friendship necklace. And now, I don't know if friendship necklaces are like a purely early 2000s thing, but for me they are, because when I was a kid and I had birthday parties, my mom would get me a whole bunch of friendship necklaces and I would give them out to my friends, because I didn't want one friend to just be my best friend. So we would have like, 5 sets of friendship necklaces, and most of my friends chose the best half of the necklace, and so that left me with the friend side, and that's what this necklace is. And it's a cute little necklace, probably got it from Claire's. And so I'm doing a painting of it, and I'm doing this painting in acrylic. I love myself some acrylic paint, starting off with a paint pen, and I'm trying to make it as colorful as possible. And I actually looked it up, and friendship necklaces are actually something that date back to like ancient civilizations, which is really interesting. But then they were popularized in the 80s and 90s, and then bled over into the 2000s as many things did, and yeah. So now that I did this little warm-up painting, I kind of want to move on to just exploring some more of the things that I found. And I also want to take a second to say that a lot of my art in this video is inspired by an artist named Sari Shyrock of Not Sorry Art School, Not Sorry Art Studio. She has a lovely channel here on YouTube. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. So I actually was not pronouncing her name right. Her name is pronounced Sari, not Sorry, like Not Sorry Art. Duh. Yeah, her name's pronounced Sari Shrike. Okay, now let's get on with the rest of the video. She makes a lot of early 2000s inspired art. A lot of my desire to make art inspired by the early 2000s is inspired by things that she paints. So I just wanted to give that little shout out of inspiration there. And so yeah, so let's go through some more of the things that I found in my bedroom, which are, there's a lot of great things here. So I want to start off here with some of the interesting early 2000s pieces of technology that I have. First of all, I have my flip phone, which was my very first phone, and I painted it with purple nail polish. And as previously mentioned, I have my OG Nintendo DS here. This is an obscure handheld gaming device called a Neo Geo. I have this Little Mermaid read-along cassette. Of course, I have this disposable camera. And can you guess what this is? If you guessed Video Now, a device whose only purpose is to watch Nickelodeon episodes, you would be correct. And this bigger blue one is a Video Now XP. I have this little Pixel Chicks car. Vroom vroom. This is the one Beanie Baby that I have. I got it from Hershey Park. I have this blue teddy bear I got from a friend's little brother at a bowling alley. I have this shiny pink Victoria's Secret dog. I have a bunch of these little dolls that I believe I got mostly from Happy Meals, with the exclusion of that little Kelly doll. This I also definitely got from a Happy Meal. This is another little doll I got from a Happy Meal. I have this little Barbie skateboard. Look at it go! Woo woo! I have this Skittles lip smacker and another lip smacker. I had a collection, actually. I have this lip gloss. I have this scrunchie, which is kind of broken, and this other scrunchie, which is not broken. I have this ribbon from being a math whiz, because I was a math whiz as a kid. I have this ribbon from the elementary school science fair. I have this bracelet, this best friend bracelet, in which I actually got the best, and not the friend part of it. I have this little Barbie tin, look what's inside, all my little stick-on earrings. And this beautiful jewelry box with a lot of cute, very early 2000s, child-friendly jewelry. And of course I have all of these beautiful stars and flowers that are meant to stick on your wall and glow in the dark, that I had on my wall and glowed in the dark. And I also have these very bright colored binoculars. And now I'm basically going to make all of these objects into a still life, and to do that I am going to arrange them to find a good composition, and that took a lot of trial and error, but I think I found a few compositions that will work. So I'll take a few photos of them and show you. So I made these two compositions using my early 2000s childhood items, and so now I have two compositions to choose from, but I might actually do both. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if you noticed, but in this one, I added an episode of SpongeBob in the video now, and I added the Animal Crossing title screen in the Nintendo DS, because Animal Crossing really means a lot to me, and like most people my age, SpongeBob was a huge part of my childhood, and I feel like these two compositions kind of each encapsulate different parts of my childhood. One of them is more like my earlier childhood, and one of them is more like my, I don't know, a little bit older childhood, like, I don't know, ages like 7 to 10 or whatever you'd call that. I chose this one that I'm gonna do first, or as the only one. I am not 100% sure. I kind of just wanted choices, options, but now I'm like, I like them both so much. So who knows? I did a lavender underpainting on this huge canvas, and I did a very, very rough grid. I'm not that good at being precise, but you know what? It does the job. It does the job. So now I am going to go and I'm going to start by doing the rough sketch of it in pink Posca acrylic marker, and then I'm gonna, just start filling it in and doing the highlights and lowlights, and I'm gonna show you my whole process, and it's gonna be a fun time. So yeah, let's go and do that. Hi, so I've been working on this little painting right here. It's not so little. I've been working on it, and I think it's going pretty well. I mean, you gotta trust the process, and my process being basically I start by doing a sketch in like paint pen or a very thin brush, and then the second step is basically I continue by filling in the biggest blocks of color, like this big gray off-white background, the table, all of those big blocks of color, and slowly do smaller and smaller areas until pretty much the whole painting is covered. And then it's time to add the details let's add some of the highlights and shadows, and that's the part I'm about to be starting now. So I've kind of already started on a few details, but I am going to continue now, and then I'll check in with you when I am further along in the process. I think it's going pretty well. I'm having fun. I like painting still lifes, but yeah, see you soon. Woo! So I am almost done with this painting. I am getting kind of frustrated with it, to be honest, because I am at the point where I'm almost done and I just have like little bits where I'm like looking at it and I'm like, no, that's not quite right. No, that's not quite right. And I'm like looking at it like, is it done? I don't know. So I will admit I was kind of stuck with it. But what did help is I did actually take the reference photo and I basically turned down all of the saturation so I could just look at the values. I made a grayscale and then I saw some things I had to fix, and that really helped. That's something that can really help you if you're in a rough spot with a painting, to turn down the saturation on the reference photo and really try to hone in on getting the right values. Yeah, while I've been working on it, I've been thinking a lot about, you know, what these items meant to me. I mean, some of them are a lot more sentimental than other things. Like this cassette doesn't mean as much to me, but these little stars that I had all over my bedroom, oh my god, those were a big part of my childhood bedroom. And there was the lip smackers. I had a lip smacker collection as a kid. The Bratz dolls and the little Barbie doll and the other doll that I'm pretty sure I got in a kid's meal once upon a time. My Nintendo DS, oh my god. And of course SpongeBob and the scrunchies I wore to gymnastics and the jewelry that I wore, especially when I was playing dress up as a kid. I very much loved playing dress up as a kid. It all meant a lot to me and it all shaped my childhood in a way, and it really got me to thinking how, you know, items can really shape someone's childhood and they can connect us and they can kind of create pop culture or be a part of pop culture in a way. And the thing is, like, nowadays I'm very much an anti-consumerist, so I'm very particular about the items that I do buy and I keep. So now objects mean even more to me, because I'm not somebody who's just gonna buy something for no reason. Yeah, and I think it's really important to have that balance, because I think items can mean a lot to us and can shape our lives and can really be sentimental and can be nostalgic. But also, you know, you can't bury yourself in pieces of plastic. You don't want to deny yourself joy, but you also want to have space to walk around in your house and not be a hoarder. But yeah, it really made me think about that and how, you know, these objects really did mean a lot to me, and they really, really do have memories infused in them, and they really did shape my childhood. And I'm sure a lot of you, if you're looking at this painting, you'll instantly see things that you had as a child and that meant a lot to you during your childhood. Items can bring people together, and definitely interesting how at the end of the day they're just things, but what might just look like a little plastic necklace to somebody else is, you know, a piece of my childhood to me. And also, I've been thinking about that other reference photo that I took. I don't think I am going to work on a painting of that one right now. I think I'm gonna shelve that for later, put it in my little reference photos folder, and kind of explore this idea further at another time, because I think a lot of the times when I explore an idea in my art, it's something that I do like to come back and explore again and again. If it's something I enjoyed creating, especially if it's something that meant a lot to me, and I think this painting has meant a lot to me, but I'm also very tired of it, and I very much want to be done with it. So, and I have so many other ideas that I want to work on. So once I'm done with this painting, I am done with this painting. I am not going to. I'm going to be done with the video, and I will not work on the other one for a while. If you want to see me do a painting of that other reference photo, please let me know in the comments below, and maybe follow me on Instagram as well, or subscribe so you can stay tuned and see when I eventually do a painting of that other one. But for now, it's just, this one painting has been a lot. It's been a journey, but I will finish this one, and I will then be back and show you the finished painting. So I will see you later. Woo, woo, woo. So I finally finished this painting. I'm really proud of it. Let me show you some close-ups and everything. Yeah, I'm really proud of how it came out. It was a challenge, definitely. It humbled me, and that's partially because I just put too many things in this still life. I just put so many things because I couldn't choose. There's so many good, fun, exciting items and toys and jewelry and whatever to paint, so it was challenging. And there's some places where it doesn't quite look like the reference, where it's not perfect, but it's okay. I'm human. I'm not gonna make perfect art. I could be a perfectionist and keep on working at it and work on it for months or years, but that's the case with any art. After a certain point, you have to let go, but I really like how it came out, and I think it really evokes that early 2000s nostalgia that I was going for. The only question left is, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? Well, first of all, I really enjoyed this exploration, and I really want to do more paintings like this again. I mean, I have the other reference photo, and there's a lot of items that didn't make their way into either reference photo, so I definitely want a chance to paint them and do more still life. And if you want to see a part 2 of this video, please let me know. I am more than willing to do that. And if you would like to see more paintings like this, please subscribe and follow me on Instagram and do all the things to stay in touch with me. Second of all, there is no rule that says that a 28-year-old can't have glow-in-the-dark stars on her ceiling. So I'm putting the glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling, and I'm gonna keep my Barbies and my Brats and maybe put them on my shelves, and I'm gonna incorporate a lot of these things into my current life and into my current bedroom, because why not? As a way of honoring my inner child and honoring the things that I loved growing up. So yeah, let me know what you think of this painting. Let me know if you had any of these toys or games or pieces of jewelry. If you can relate at all to my childhood experiences. Subscribe, like, do everything to let the algorithm know that this was a good video, please. I don't have that many subscribers. I'm just a little YouTuber. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace and love. Bye. Woot woot. How do I end this? Where's the button?